Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Crypto Conversation. My name is Akshay Singh, and today we are going to talk about
Hello
Polygon.
everyone, welcome, good evening everyone.
Sorry about that glitch. Great to have you all here. Today we are going to talk about what is Polygon. Polygon, it's a cryptocurrency which has a ticker named or called MATIC, right? You must have seen that in your CoinDCX app, or you may have heard about this in news, or may have seen this on CoinMarketCap. So basically, we'll be exploring that, deep diving into that, and our regular weekly drill, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum price breakdown. Now, last week, there was some technical issue because of which we were not able to cover the price breakdown part. So, we will cover that today as well. If needed, we will spend some more time there in depth and see what has happened in the last 2 weeks and any major news that has come up in the last 1 week is also what we will be looking into. Also, just a quick update since in the last week's session, we were not able to announce the winner list for the activity which we conducted in our eighth episode. So we will be publishing that report in the next 2 days on our Telegram channel, right? So if you haven't joined that, please join our Telegram announcement channel for CoinDCX announcement channel, or if you are already there, then the winner list will be published in the next 2 days on our Telegram announcement channel, and you can check out the list from there and see if you have been one of the lucky 10 winners or not. Now, that being said, let's kickstart today's session, wherein we are going to talk about what is Polygon or Matic, and we are not going to start with an expert level approach to it. However, we're going to take a very fresh approach in the sense, let's say you come across any project and you get to hear about it for the first time, then you want to know more about it, then how do you go about it? While we are doing that, at the same point of time, we will be sharing the insights or in-depth insights about what Polygon or Matic is, which will give you a little bit more insights and understanding of the project apart from what you get to see online or through their maybe website or other social forums. So that being said, just give me a quick moment here. I'll quickly share my screen and we will go from there. So yeah, just give me a quick moment here. And while I'm sharing my screen, I can see you guys do have your questions and comments. Do keep them coming in. We'll pick them up post the discussion. Uh, and let's get started from here. Cool, perfect. I guess you guys can see that. You can see my screen. Mm, all right. So the way you start looking for any information or any project, right? When you have to start right from the scratch, you don't know where to go about it, how to get to know about it. So the a good place to start would be coin market cap, wherein you can search for that project or token easily, and you get all the resources at one place. And when we say resources, as in website, Twitter account, social channels, any news which is happening or circulating in the market, and all of that. So we'll quickly start from project's website. And before we even get into project's website, right, let me just share some background with you guys here first, right? So Ethereum. So you all have heard about Ethereum, right? Ethereum is the second most popular blockchain or the cryptocurrency in the market, right? In terms of market capitalization as well, and the adoption that as well it has in the market. But Ethereum has certain limitations. Every technology or every piece of code or software has certain limitations attached to it, right? No code or no piece of software is perfect. However, there can be solutions which can be deployed in parallel, right, or on top of those infrastructure layer in order to resolve the issues or in order to improve their efficiency, right? So, say for example, in case of Ethereum, right, Ethereum is a bit slower. Uh, it does has high, when the transaction, whenever there is a high network of transactions or a high volume of transactions, being performed on Ethereum network or blockchain. So you often come across this scenario wherein you hear people talking about, hey, the gas fees is really high, right? I am trying to send my transaction from one blockchain address to another, but the gas fees is really, really high. You come across news in the market wherein you hear about that some random person was trying to send, say, for example, $100 or $1,000, and in order to do those transactions, they ended up paying $100,000 or in certain cases up to $1 million in fees, blockchain fees for transaction. So now these kind of limitations is what basically Polygon, is solving or is working upon resolving these type of problems that can make Ethereum more scalable, right? So all in all, basically Polygon is a protocol. Okay, it is a layer 2 solution or a layer 2 protocol which runs on top of Ethereum, that makes Ethereum more scalable and provides other functionalities and achieves higher efficiency and throughput uh, for any decentralized application to run on top of it. So, high fees, as I mentioned, which can lead to poor user experience as well, right? And low transaction throughput. Like Ethereum, within a certain, like Ethereum has a very low number of transaction number. I don't have that number at the back of my head, but like Bitcoin has 7 to 10 transactions per second is what it can process, right? Something close to that. Don't quote me on that. I'll check on that. But yeah, so low transaction throughput again creates a bottleneck in the blockchain, wherein so many transactions or at least the messages are going back and forth, especially when a smart contract is active or can be deployed in parallel, right? So that being said, now let me just quickly share my screen once again, and we will get into that mode of exploring the project step by step and getting to know that how is it that even you can evaluate and understand any particular project that you may come across. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start sharing my screen now. Just give me one quick second. Right. So this is where we were. We just landed up on the website of Polygon Matic, and this is where we will pick up. So a best place to read about, to get started, to know about any project that you want to is their website. So do definitely go out to their website and check that out. Okay. A couple of things or tips and tricks, if I'll come across any, I'll definitely share that with you guys. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, Polygon is a protocol. A protocol is a set of rules, right? When you have a set of rules, when you define a set of rules is to adhere by, is usually referred to or called as a protocol, right? And a framework for building and connecting Ethereum compatible blockchain networks, as mentioned on the website here. So aggregating scalable solutions on Ethereum, supporting multi-chain Ethereum ecosystem. So as in as and when the network grows, right? Any network that grows, uh, more and more development is starts happening on that project or that network. More and more users become a part of that network. More and more business solutions or products come out of those platforms. So when all of those activities are happening, you can see the transaction or the velocity of any message which is being passed on that particular network or chain, or the transaction which are going through starts keep on increasing. So Polygon MATIC, basically, as I mentioned earlier, is like a layer 2 solution. So what does that simply mean? So layer 1 is your infrastructure layer. It's your base layer, which is Ethereum, say for example, in this case. And layer 2 it's a name, as it says here. It's a scaling solution that you build on top of layer 1 in order to increase efficiency and maximize throughput and all of those things, right? If you want to check out about read about layer 2 in detail, you can check out the articles on the internet, and you will get to know about that. So as I was talking about earlier as well, right? With Ethereum, okay, so with Ethereum it can only process 7 to 11 transactions per second, not Bitcoin. Okay, so sorry about that, but yeah, you get the gist, right? So 7 to 11 transactions is per second is a very small amount when in such a big network. Now, that is what Polygon is offering or working upon, that it solves high gas fees, slow speed problem that Ethereum has without sacrificing the security. So it is making your transactions cheaper, okay? And it is making it faster as well. So you don't have to wait for a transaction or a message to be relayed from one network to another for a very long period of time. The challenges, again, as I mentioned, there is low throughput, poor user interface, and no sovereignty, wherein tech stack not customizable, or there is governance dependency. So tech stack not customizable, as in if any developer. Now this will get a bit technical, because do understand that by the end of the day, good blockchain projects, they are working on very technological challenges, at least solving them, right? So the understanding of any particular blockchain project will require a little bit of technical wrestling, you can say technical wrestling, wherein you will have to push your way to understand certain technical concept, and then you will be able to fully understand what these blockchain projects are doing at the end of the day. Okay, so challenges, as they mentioned, solution, which is like they have roll ups, they have side chains, they have proof of stake. So a couple of things I will highlight so that you don't have to look into that is one of the key feature, or one of the very popular feature of Matic Polygon chain is proof of stake. Okay, now what proof of stake is, you may have or you may not have heard the concept of staking. Staking basically is, say for example, I am staking in Matic network. So me as a user will put in some collateral, as in I will have some Matic token with me. Either the network will have some minimum requirement. For example, in case of Ethereum, it is 32 Ethereums, or 32 Ethereums that you need in order to validate on the or stake on the Ethereum chain. Sorry, for validation. And similarly, it's different for every other chain. But usually what you are doing through staking is you are putting your asset as a collateral on the network in order to provide security to the network, right? So you become a part of the entire validation and approving validation and approval process of transactions on any particular blockchain, right? Now, why is it popular and interesting? Because first of all, it is faster and cheaper than the proof of mining concept, or the proof of work concept, which is deployed on the Bitcoin blockchain. And similarly, secondly, as just like just like even proof of work mining concept on Bitcoin, participants who are staking on the network, they get paid or they get rewarded in MATIC tokens, right? So if you're participating through staking in the validation or an approval of any transaction process on any blockchain, or at least a blockchain that offers staking as a service, which MATIC does, so you get rewarded MATIC tokens, for your participation in the network as well. So one of the key features that makes it more scalable and quick, along with zk rollups and optimistic rollups. Now these terms again will get technical, so I will urge you guys, if you want to learn more, understand more about that, then do check out articles that you will come across online on zk rollups and optimistic rollups, and any other technical term. But just to give you a very simple gist of it, zk zero knowledge rollups are, it's a again scalability solutions wherein transactions are patched together in order to process them quickly on a blockchain. So more or less, yeah, bash together, and it can have other combinations as well of processing the chains transactions on chain or off chain as well, completely, right? So more or less, that's where we're gonna conclude about Polygon in a very quick session. In this session, for sure not have been a quick session, but this is how we'll conclude that. And you can definitely check out about the team as well, right? A very sound and interesting team who is working behind the MATIC. Jayanti is Kanani is the co-founder. Sandeep Nailwal, Anurag Arjun, and Mihailo Jelic, right? So do give it more time, do get in depth about it, read out the blogs, developer section, check out the bug bounties, technology stats and everything, get to know more about it. And as more and more you will understand about what the project is, get involved with the community, get the feel of it, and feel it for yourself, experience it for yourself, that how a blockchain project works, what do they work upon, what solutions do they bring into real life world, and why do they become popular, or why do they progress in the first place in any market. All right, so that being said, now let's jump on to the next part, which is the Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis, and we will be gonna give it proper time. So don't worry, I'm not going to be rushing through it. I know we are already 20 minutes into the session, but explaining any project can take a little bit more time than just usual. So I'm really sorry on that. However, I do feel that getting to know and learn about MATIC did add some value to you being attending this session today. Okay. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of adjustments, and let me just quickly pull out the weekly chart for Bitcoin and we'll go from there. Okay. So this is what we have been looking for quite some time, right? And yeah, okay. So this is the chart. I mean, we have been looking for quite some time, and we did have some trend lines we tried to identify, and we did place some MA as well. For those of you who have been following this analysis for at least every week, or if not every week regularly, and there is just one subtle update here which I would like to pinpoint, which is I have updated the 90-day moving average that we have, and I've converted into an exponential moving average. The difference being, in an exponential moving average, the latest candle is given more weightage as compared to the older one. So that is the only difference. However, when we look at the weekly chart, if you remember the last session that we had, right? Just give me 1 second, guys. Right, sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So if you guys remember the last to last session that we had, and if you guys, if some of you guys were there, then in that session we spoke about the possibility of Bitcoin creating or having a double top scenario wherein Bitcoin did come up to the level of 50-60,000 around back in the month of March. Then again it reached that level in the month of November, did break out above that. However, as you can see, the breakout was false. There was just a two candle break upside, and then in the third candle there was a complete reversal. So the false breakout, and then post that, Bitcoin then completely got shattered last week, wherein it dropped from $57,000 till 41,967 price level, right? So that does confirm the double top here. Okay, and as you can see that it is a very confusing picture that Bitcoin is creating in terms of the moving averages as well. If you look at it, you do see that it is close to the 30-day moving average, which is $46,650 mark, and Bitcoin is trying to hold above that. However, before getting into any kind of conclusion, we will take a couple of other things into consideration as well, and let's see what those things could be or maybe, right? So another thing to look into is the price levels, or at least the trend and the price level that we tried to identify earlier, right? So we identified this trend, okay? And if you look at this trend, right, this particular trend does stretch back till to the low that we saw back in the month of March 2020, uh, close to $5,434, right? Now, if you adjust this trend a little, right, so you can be like, fine, may see a trend close to somewhere like this, right? So what does this tell you? That this particular trend line, the orange one, right? This particular trend line, it is a pretty strong trend line. Okay. Bitcoin has been following this trend line since March 2020 at least, right? Now, holding this trend line or breaking this trend line will mean the difference, will completely mean the difference in which direction the Bitcoin price is gonna head, right? If the price will be able to hold on to this particular trend line, okay, then we should be at least seeing a reversal happening in a week, in the next week or so, right? But if the trend is broken, right, then we need to look into this particular range, this range that you are looking at, right? This particular section. Now, what this range or this section tells you is that if this particular key level or this range that you see here, right? Let me just highlight it through a box. Uh, yes. It is this range precisely. Okay. It's just this particular range precisely, which is I'm not even going to extend it till January, right? It's just this particular section precisely. If Bitcoin doesn't take a reversal or doesn't hold up in this particular range, which is this MA and trend line merging together, right? Then the next level, the price level that we did identify earlier is around $32,229 Bitcoin. Okay. Uh, which, if you look at as per the exponential moving average, before even going to that level, Bitcoin may make a pit stop at this particular level. Okay. And that is as we further go along, right? So here, before we even go ahead and take into consideration any further downside, would really like you to pay attention to the fact that uh, as long if Bitcoin is able to sustain in this particular range, which is close to the moving average and at the trend line, and which is the $48,725 price level, then only we may see a reversal and an uptake in the Bitcoin price going above. Otherwise, the next possible level, once this $46,000 mark is broken, right? Then fair to say we may see a further downtrend or downside in Bitcoin price that can go stretch till $38,830 mark. Now, being said that, this is not happening within this week. Okay, this is not happening like in the next 1 week, though it can. It can happen because if you look at the week which happened the last week candle, it was a really good drop of at least close to 28%, right? So this will be again nothing more than just a 20% drop, which for Bitcoin could be a piece of cake. But keep in mind the reason, okay, one of the reason this is happening or this might be happening is because it is the year end, right? The year is ending. It's the last quarter of the year. Major institution, hedge funds, and all of these big players, right? They will be closing down their positions, their yearly positions, maybe for adjustment on their accounting, on their books, for whatever reasons. But this could be one of the major reasons of sell-off happening in the Bitcoin market. But that being said, it also does present a good opportunity to look forward to the future, which will be the month of January, because that will be the start of a new year and a new quarter, right? But that being said, let's just maintain a close eye on the Bitcoin price movement for at least a week or two. If you are looking to uh, open any position in the market, uh, please wait. Okay, please wait for a while before you jump into any type of conclusion related to price action. Okay, one key piece that you have to keep in mind, or at least remember, is that whenever there is any volatile movement in any direction, okay, if there is a volatile movement in upward direction or if there is a volatile movement in downward direction, right? The price, before then making any move in any side, price will first cool down. When I say cool down, at least consolidate at a at a certain level, at a fixed range, within a fixed range for a day or two or three, before going forward anywhere, right? So as you can see, since this drop which happened on 4th of December, right? Bitcoin price is fairly closing or playing in this particular range, as you see here, right? Let me just use this again. This range, this small range, Bitcoin price is trying to trade within, right? Up or down, but this is a range it is gonna pick. So any volatile movement will be followed up with a very boring sideways movement wherein nothing is happening, and that is the time when you can analyze, when you take your time, analyze it further, and then make an informed decision whether you want to get into this position, whether you want to open a position here or not. Okay. Though I'm just going to conclude it by saying that with this drop that came in last week, right, the RSI has started to cool down, and it has cooled down pretty significantly, right? It is at close to 40 point level. Last cool down that we saw was till 34.62. That happened back in the month of June. And if we further uh, zoom it out, then back in March 2020, we saw the RSI to be at the lowest dip around 29.80, $81 mark, or 21.81, 29 points mark. Okay. So if comes a further dip in the Bitcoin price or chart, keeping a close eye on the RSI again will be a good practice, because any dip that will come on the RSI, which will be closer to 20 or 30 points or below 30 points, will end up providing you a good buying opportunity on Bitcoin. Okay. And that is what we're going to conclude Bitcoin's price analysis with. Now, moving on to Ethereum's price analysis. Ethereum has been performing or acting differently since day one, right? It's since we have been, at least for the past couple of weeks, you have been, noticing that Ethereum, time and again, we come to this particular chart and we talk about that how Ethereum, is trying to sustain or hold above $4,000 mark. Okay. So it has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in total, out of which 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in total, wherein Ethereum is, uh, maintaining its position above $4,000 mark pretty strongly or pretty significantly. All right. So what does this tell? First thing first, that there is a very strong buying or support available for Ethereum, at least at the $4,000 mark. That's one thing. Okay. Second thing, why this is behaving strangely is, or what in other way, how you can look at it is, if Bitcoin is dropping and Ethereum is not, losing its value, then that means Ethereum is gaining value against Bitcoin. Okay. Now this may confuse you, that what do you mean that Ethereum is, gaining value against Bitcoin. So I just want you to have a quick look at this one uh, pretty generic chart. It's not going to be an advanced chart to look into, but it should give you some fair idea of, what we are talking about. So here, if I'll select, the entire movement, I turn it to logarithmic chart. Now, if you look here, this chart is presented in USD. At the same time, there is an option called BTC as well, right? Now, let's see what happens when I select BTC. Wow, there is another yellow orange colored chart that has appeared, and it is a bit different from the USD chart or the green one which was in the background. And let me then just get rid of the USD chart in itself, just to keep it clear for you. So you must have seen this type of pairing quite popular even on CoinDCX, spot market, pro market, or any other exchanges, wherein you see pairings for cryptos like BTC slash Ethereum, right? Ripple Ethereum, BNB Ethereum. What does this mean, right? Or BNB Bitcoin, Ethereum Bitcoin, Ripple Bitcoin. What does this pairing mean? This pairing means that these major cryptos, they get traded against Bitcoin as well, right? And as you can see, since at least May, and especially since October this year, Ethereum is or has been rising against Bitcoin, right? if you'll see, since 18th of October, price for one Ethereum was approximately 0.06 Bitcoin. So you had to pay 0.06 Bitcoin in order to get one. But the price has been increasing and it is now close to 0.0879 Bitcoin per Ethereum, right? And that is the reason why Ethereum is not falling or going below $4,000 mark, because as more and more Bitcoin is dropping below $50,000 mark, Ethereum is pushing its price against Bitcoin in order to maintain its value. Okay. Now that being said, does it paint more bullish picture for Ethereum? Well, as long as $4,000 mark is held, yes, in a long term for sure, but that doesn't absolve Ethereum from taking a short term dip if Bitcoin's price takes some further dip or downtrend uh, on its charts, right? And for that, we're gonna have a quick look at the RSI, which is close to 60. And if you look at it, from this point of view, then even though the RSI is not overheated, right? These are the overheated peaks of 80 points, 90 points, right? And this peak, which just came in this month of 65 points in terms of RSI, is not a overheated peak, but it does provide the RSI to move into either of the direction. Space for the RSI to move into either of the direction. Either it can cool down downwards, either it can cool down or it can move upwards and get heated up. However, looking at the market trend right now, moving it up, going further up sounds or looks highly unlikely until unless the market takes a flip. And even for the market to take a flip, do keep in mind, guys, that since there is a fair amount of rejection which is happening at a particular level, right? In order to move forward, Ethereum will at least, and I'm just gonna show it to you with a quick this thing. Right? So as you see, what I just did is just I played with the moving average. I changed the metric to 18-day average. Now, why is that? We can get into the reasoning later, but as you can see, the 18-day moving average is what propels, at least in a short term, right? At least in a short term is what propels, or at least what supports the price movement to get carried forward, right? Last time, when back in September 2020, but Ethereum was trading at $345 range. A very nice support by 18-day moving average is what pushed Ethereum further till $4,000 mark, right? Now, Ethereum is struggling at the same level or range here at the moment. So, only reason why we are trying to look at it is, if you'll see, it is at the same level which we have marked in our price ceiling or a price level as well. And yes, as long as Ethereum stays above this, maintains this level, we will definitely see an upside in Ethereum. And the more time Ethereum will spend here, the bullish the case will be. However, if Ethereum breaks this price level, then yes, we will see a little further downside in Ethereum's in price action. The next level that Ethereum can drop down to, if $4,000 mark is breached, could be around $3,200 mark. 3,200 to $2,700 mark range. Okay. However, again, nothing is gonna be flipping within overnight, right? Pay attention to the market. Looking at the pattern here between the moving averages, which is the 18-day moving average or the 90-day exponential moving average, or even if I'll change it back to 30-day moving average and 90-day exponential moving average, Ethereum's rejection from this price level is highly likely. Okay, it is just purely looking at the moving averages, because if you look closely, right, once, twice, thrice, and for the fourth time, Ethereum tried to break above the 30-day moving average. The price is not able to break above 30-day moving average, right? The resistance is quite strong that Ethereum's price is getting from its 30-day moving average. Uh, if the pressure keeps on building, the only place Ethereum price will have to move in will be the downward direction. Okay, so that concludes the Ethereum price breakdown as well. And I know that this session has been quite long, so uh, we going to wrap it up here only. Thank you all for joining in, and do let us know in the comments as well, in the description below as well, in the comments below. What do you think? You know, that how where we going to close this particular year, like December 2020, 2021, right? What do you think market's gonna be looking like? Like, will we close this month in a red scenario, like wherein the markets will be in red, it'll be a red candle? Will we recover and at least close at the level we were at, which is like 65,000 dollars per Bitcoin level range? Or we gonna, shoot above that and close above $65,000 mark? So do leave your comments in the description below. Post this video is over. Reason why I'm saying this is the time of the activity. So I know that we make it really, really, really ad hoc for you guys when it comes to activity on this session, but that's what the fun. We really want to value these 59 people at least, or at least the guys who are watching this session even till now. So this activity is only available for you guys. Uh, do leave a comment in the description below. Let us know what do you feel the market will look like, how we are going to close this month. Will we close this month in a red candle, which is Bitcoin will close at current level of around 50,000, 55,000, or maybe even below that? Or will Bitcoin will close at around 60, $65,000 mark, will recover, or we will close this month way above that? Post this month's candle closure, right? We will come back to this episode. We will check out the comments, and those people who will answer it correctly or who will predict it correctly in today's session, right? Up to 10 winners again will stand a chance to win up to 300 rupees worth of Shiba Inu tokens. Okay. So, or it can be any crypto. We can run a poll. Which crypto would you like to, win? But for now, yeah, 300 worth of Shiba Inu token. So do leave us, post this session in the comments below. Where do you think we are going to close this month when it comes to Bitcoin price? In red, which is below 65,000, at 65,000, no profit, no loss, or above 65,000 level, which is we will close this month in green. So thank you all for joining in. We will see you next week. Have an amazing weekend ahead. And we really can't thank you enough for tuning in every week. Please do keep tuning in. Leave us your feedbacks, leave us your comments so that we get to know what is it, that adds value to you. What is it that you are looking forward to learn? And we will definitely bring that in for you guys. So till next week, take care, guys.